Well, I've always had a very positive impression here at Dr. Fair's office. I mean, I've been a patient of his for well over 20 years, so I've been in a couple of his offices.
That's
And
awesome.
always had a very, very good impression and always a feeling I'm in very good hands. It's really, it's not bad. I live on the west side of Akron, so it's a little bit of a drive, but it's really not bad. It's expressways, and so it's not a problem. Yeah, I mean, again, I've always had a very, very positive impression of the staff here. I feel that they are very professional, and I've always been, on time as far as when I get into my appointment, and as far as handling insurance and all aspects revolving around that, everything has always been handled very professionally. Well, again, I've been a long-time patient of his, so obviously I've got very good feelings and thoughts about Dr. Farah. I could share a story with you that I think kind of typifies the kind of care I've received here. And this was my first contact with Dr. Farah was when I had an implant, and this was probably 22, 23 years ago. So a fairly new procedure at that time, definitely new to me. And I'd been referred to Dr. Farah from the dentist I had at the time. So the procedure went very well, and that evening Dr. Farah called me. And I've had several more implants done since then and other procedures, and he always does that. He calls in the evening, very personal touch, and I've never had any other care provider do that. But with that first implant when he called, that was the first one, so I had some concerns. I don't even remember what they were. So he invited me over to his house to actually look at it that evening. So I didn't live very far from him, and I drove over to his house. They were very welcoming, and he took a look at it, and everything was fine. But I think that's that's really unusual that a doctor would do that.
Oh wow, that's great.
But I think that's very typical. Yeah, I feel it's a very, I feel his care is very personally oriented, and by that I think that, that story I just told you about kind of explains that. I always feel when I'm here that I'm with somebody who knows my history and, really has a good understanding of what my issues are, why I'm there. Well, going back, as I remember, I was nervous. It's the first one I had done, and but I think that looking back at all the procedures I've had done here, Dr. Farah has always done a really excellent job of explaining exactly beforehand what's going to happen, and also during the procedure. He's very good about explaining where he's at, what's going on, how things are going.
Right.
And I can say that really I don't feel any nervousness or apprehension when I come in here now for anything, because again, the first one was a new experience, but I really don't now. Yeah, everything has gone absolutely perfectly. I think probably that first implant may have been one of his earliest implants also. But everything has always gone perfectly. I've never had any problems. Of course, there always besides the phone call, there's always follow-up checkups. And again, I've never had any problems at all. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, besides the fact that I felt like I was handled so well here, I think, the implants are just a great way to go if that's an option. I mean, again, I have a hard time even finding where the implants are versus where my actual teeth are. So I actually have. Yeah, times when I talk to people and they say they either need someone to do that or looking for somebody, I always do refer them to Dr. Farah. I think I'm doing them a favor if they come here. So. Yeah, I guess the best way for me to try to say that is I think he's not only a great doctor, but he also brings a real sense of concern and caring to what he does. So I think that's you always feel like you're in great hands when you're with Dr. Farah. Morning, Dr. Farah. I hope you're having a great day, and I know I'll be back here to see you soon. So if I don't see you before, then have a great holiday.